Till you hear me so loud and clearly, this is the last time you'll ever hear from me.
Hi there guys, welcome to another edition of Jonesy's vlog. So, well, quite a lot has happened since the last vlog that I did last week. We of course have a new manager in Mr McDermott under a three-year contract, which fantastic news. I will be getting onto that shortly. But looking at the game on Saturday against Sheffield Wednesday, we couldn't really have asked for much more, could we? I mean, you know, first half performance wasn't brilliant, but second half clearly a massive difference there to come away with the 2-1 win against another side. Yes, it was Yorkshire derby, so a big win there, but it was another side who are also sort of fighting relegation. You know, a vital 3 points, the first in 4 matches, I believe, and you know, it was just exactly what the doctor ordered. Not completely safe from it yet, obviously, you know, definitely for me at least one more victory or maybe even a draw, and I think we're definitely safe there, but it was just really what we needed. So as I say, first half was, nothing seemed to have changed too much, apart from the fact that we did seem to be passing the ball a lot more, which was obviously really positive to see, and McDermott obviously very quick to get that sort of that type of football flowing through the squad. You know, obviously we were a lot used to the hoof ball under Warnock, and that was very rarely happening on Saturday, which was good to see. Obviously for a few of the players it was a bit different for them, and you could see sort of the passing sometimes was a bit unnecessary. Sometimes, you know, you need a hoof ball just to kind of clear the danger. They were trying to pass themselves out of certain situations, and clearly that wasn't working. Defence, obviously it was a very makeshift defence on Saturday due to Peltier and Lees being out. I thought Warnock did okay to begin with in centre back, but for Sheffield Wednesday's goal especially, you could see he was caught very flat footed, very similar to losing his marker against Crystal Palace when Glenn Murray scored his second goal there. It reminded me a bit of that really, and very poor from Jason Pearce as well. I thought he had quite a poor game really. Had a head like a 50p piece really when it came to his headers. So, you know, first half it was a very much a same old was kind of happening, but clearly at half time, obviously the introduction of El Hadj Diouf, that was a fantastic sub from McDermott. That changed the game completely for me. Just seemed to calm things down a lot, especially in midfield. He was bringing the ball down, you know, making really decent passes and finding the players. So you know, obviously that was the start of the second half, and clearly made a massive difference. Started off again not brilliantly. Steve Morrison again for me, absolutely nowhere, no impact at all on the game. You know, I don't want to say it, but you know, my fears from before and my sort of criticism of him seems to have been justified really. Although people are going to say that I've just got it in for him, I want him to do well, honestly I really do. Even now, you know, he's clearly low on confidence. There's something not quite right with him, whether that's the fact that he's not played much football this season, who knows, you know, I really don't know. But Brian McDermott seems to be quite happy with him after his comments today, so maybe there's something yet to come from Morrison. I really hope so, but especially on Saturday and in recent weeks, it's just really not working out for him, and I think, you know, some time on the bench will probably do him some good. But it created a instant impact really, bringing AD White on, pushed Luke Varney up front, and within a couple of minutes we were level, and then of course 2-1 up. Varney for me, first half he seemed to be nowhere. His all-round game was pretty poor to be honest, but my god, he took those headers really well. You know, I can't have a go at him there at all, in fantastic positions. Him and McCormack seemed to link up pretty well there. You know, the substitutions made by McDermott, it was really refreshing to see substitutions, clever substitutions made, and substitutions that made a difference on the game, unlike Warnock, who waited until it was too late and then just seemed to shove any old player on that just never made any difference whatsoever. So, you know, that's something new that we're going to really enjoy under McDermott, hopefully. So looking at McDermott in general, I think it's a fantastic appointment. I did say in another video I didn't feel he was probably the right man, thinking that he was quite a boring guy that wasn't passionate. he's proved me completely wrong with his with his press conferences and his interviews whilst he's been at the club. I think whilst he's been at Reading, where his interviews to us have come across as sort of a bit boring, you know, sort of giving answers that the media aren't wanting, he's actually just a very, very clever, very calm, calculated manager, and I think that's exactly what we want, actually, and I got it completely wrong. And I think he's probably just the right man for the job that we need. Given the financial backing in the summer, I think he will be perfect for us next season. Like I say, I'm 99% sure that we will probably stay up now. You know, it's definitely not all over yet, but you know, next season in the Championship, like I say, given the financial backing, I think Brian McDermott is certainly the man to take us up. You know, he's done everything right since he's come into the squad, saying that he wants to keep the sort of staff around him that's already there in the squad, promoting Neil Redfern from, you know, looking after the youngsters and the development squad, moving him up to the senior team, and saying today that he wants to keep him in and around the senior team. I think that's a fantastic move. I think the way you could see them working together on the touchline on Saturday, both him, Redfern, and is it Gibbs, the other assistant. You could see them really working together really nicely, which you saw every now and again with Warnock on the touchline and his number 2 and that, but there just seemed to be something different. I can't really put my finger on it, but he just looked really, really good on the touchline. Just the way he's talking, saying that he wants everyone living in the same area. He believes everyone's looking in the same direction for the club. He doesn't want to create a blame mentality at the club, which was clearly sort of having to go at Warnock, the way he sort of went about things, you know, blaming Becchio for, well, pretty much everything, didn't he? There wasn't anything he didn't blame Becchio for. You know, he very much seems to be a man who, if there's something wrong, he'll take the blame himself. You know, he's not going to be pointing fingers at other people. I think that's, you know, that's really positive. Like I said, you know, keeping Redfern in and amongst the first team squad, clearly the players really like him. I think he'll be a great addition to the senior squad. Does great stuff with the youngsters, working alongside Richard Naylor and of course now Lee Bromby. Seems like they're going to be sticking towards the youth team now. But McDermott's been involving them in everything he's been saying, and it's been a complete, you know, breath of fresh air for me anyway, and it seems like a lot of the other fans are saying the same thing. So it seems like we're all back in this together finally. And you know, yes, this season's been a complete, you know, utter shambles really with everything that's happened, but we can start looking towards next season. And like I say, given the money, you know, there's definitely still an overhaul of the squad needed. You know, McDermott's probably already got in his mind, you know, the players he wants to keep and probably the ones he wants to get rid of. But that's what I said, you know, getting in the manager to actually see competitive matches for the rest of the season gives him a proper view and a real view of the squad, rather than just looking during pre-season where they're probably not going to be as competitive and he won't get a proper idea. I think this is perfect for him to see what's needed in the team. He's probably already got ideas of players he wants to bring in, maybe some of his old players from Reading, who knows, but he knows the scouting business. He says he already wants to change the scouting setup at the club, which again, another positive to take. Looking towards tomorrow, the Burnley match, again, like I say, it's a massive game. We get a point or a win tomorrow, for me, that's good enough for us to be staying up. But Burnley, a very, very tough game. Obviously, it's always quite a tough game. Always a very close game with Burnley, especially at Ellen Road, it seems. So, you know, it's not going to be an easy one. They haven't been amazing this season by any stretch of the imagination. But, you know, Charlie Austin up front, you can never really say much when he's in a team against you. You know, he's very, very good goal scorer there. You know, they've got a decent team, got a decent manager in Sean Dyche there. So it's going to be a close one, but really, really looking forward to it. Hopefully, you know, after the crowd saw the game on Saturday, it'll be a pretty decent crowd for a Tuesday night match. Obviously, you know, we don't always do brilliantly at Tuesday night matches, but hopefully we've seemed to have turned the corner now. Fingers crossed anyway. So yeah, let's see what happens, guys. So let me know what you think. A lot of people already got in touch saying that they are happy with McDermott as manager, as I've just said there. You know, no one seems to be really disappointed. So let me know your thoughts on that, your thoughts on the game on Saturday, what you liked, what, you know, the changes you still think need to be made. Looking ahead to tomorrow against Burnley, and of course further into the future. Again, looking at different players that need to be coming into the squad, players that you believe need to go out. And yes, my Far Cry 3 videos are doing alright, guys, but yeah, please do keep watching them. Going to be uploading a few more this week, so keep watching out for them. And also I might be doing a Q&A session depending on if people want me to do one or not. You know, if the questions come in and if people are interested, then I will do it. It'll probably be through this vlog really, rather than the Far Cry 3 videos, obviously. So yeah, let me know your thoughts, guys, either through here or on my Twitter at ChrisJonesLUSC. So thank you very much for watching, as always, guys, and I will speak to you very soon.